Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at the Zelos Mako version 3, looking at the Teal versus Vintage. Now, I did purchase the Teal watch, and the Vintage color watch is a Random Rob Tour watch. When I was deciding on which one to purchase, I was actually comparing both of these two, and I ended up going with the Teal since I have not yet had a Zelos watch in the teal colorway, and that's kind of what they're known for. It took me a bit of deliberation, but I finally decided on the teal. So since this watch came up for a tour, I wanted to take a look at it and see if I made the right decision. I think I did, but please let me know what you guys think. Which of these two do you like better? And I will shine my flashlight on these so you can get more detail of the dial. There is a pattern to the dial that you can't see with this lighting currently. And we'll also do a lume comparison at the end of the video here. As this does have the vintage lume, I think it'll be not quite as bright as the teal, but we'll find that out together here. So let's just go over the specs of the watch real quick. The case diameter is 40 millimeter. The lug to lug is 46. And then since this has the fixed center link, I did measure that as well, and that is 53 millimeter from here to here. Thickness on this is 14.5. That is from the engraved case back up to the boxed domed sapphire crystal. You can see the dome there. The lug width on this is 20, and that does taper down to 18 millimeter. It does have, they both have the engraved crown, and that crown is 6.5 millimeter, which is a good size. We'll get a little close up here. Took me a while to finally make a decision on which one to get. And the teal actually did sell out before the vintage, so I think that kind of confirmed my decision as well. They both do have the lumed ceramic bezel insert. Not sure if this vintage is just pure black or if it has a more of a grayish color to it, or the lume is just kind of throwing me off. I can put these side by side maybe. It almost looks like it's more of a brown color. So anyway, this watch does have the Miyota 9015 movement, which is hacking and hand winding, and it's a thin movement. So I'm a little surprised this watch is thicker at 14.5, but I guess that would be due to the box dome crystal and also the 300 meter water resistant rating. So let me put both of these on wrist, and then we'll study the dial a little closer in a moment here. So there's the teal, obviously, on my 6.5-inch wrist with 52 millimeter wristband. And again, the lug to lug on the fixed center link on this is 6.5. So you can see it's right out to the edge of my wrist. I still think it looks okay for my wrist. I guess I'd rather it be a little bit too big than a little bit too small, but again, these are dive watches, so you can expect them to be larger for better legibility. These do have the quick adjust clasp, That's why there are no holes on the side here for micro adjust. I still have the tape on this one here, but pull that back and then you can slide it out. You can just push it back in. So that's a nice feature. These do have screwed links, and I still have, I think, 4 more links I could take out if I needed to, but you'd have to have quite a small wrist for that, and I think the watch would be too big for your wrist in that case. So there's the vintage color. I should have zoomed out on the other watch, but you get the idea with this one here. All right, let's zoom up a little bit, and I'll shine a flashlight on here so you can see the texture of the dial. You see it kind of has that cyclone grain pattern there. I have no idea how they do that. Must be in the painting process, I guess. Or maybe that texture is engraved on the dial and they paint on top of that. I really don't know. But it's a neat touch. Looks different from your typical just flat or sunburst dial. Let's bring in the teal. So let me know which color you guys like better. I'm happy with purchasing this teal. I actually was going to sell this watch, and I just couldn't do it. I kind of really liked the teal better than I thought I would. I was actually going to sell this one to a friend, and I was going to buy the other one for me to keep. But like I said, I just couldn't do it because this teal dial is pretty amazing. And this does get the fume or smoke pattern is lighter in the center and it gets darker as it spreads out. And then it has a black chapter ring with the black ceramic bezel insert, so I think this works really well. The date wheel is color matched also. It is a little lighter than the surrounding dial, but I really can't complain about that. You can't tell. Yeah, this one also does. It's lighter in the middle, and then it gets darker as it goes out to the edges. So let's get into the loom here, and we'll call it a video. So let me know what you guys like. Which one do you prefer, the vintage or the teal? All right, I'll be right back with the loom shot. Okay, so on the left I have the Teal Mako version 3, and on the right I have the vintage Mako version 3. And as I kind of expected, the Mako on the left is brighter than the one on the right. That's just the nature of the vintage style loom, or the orangish color loom versus the, I guess I call that green on the left. But they're both pretty bright. I can't find a fault in the loom. Well, as always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.